Hi guys, it's Hob K. Welcome back to my channel. So today we've got a sad video. I don't know if you guys have heard about the passport bros. I don't see how you couldn't have at this point. They've been everywhere. I've been watching them and just, in the sidelines, just trying to see how this is going to end or where this is going. Of all the ideas I had, this wasn't one of them. So what are passport bros? Essentially, they're men who seek foreign women because they believe that those women are far more conservative and thus place more emphasis on family and loyalty. And apparently, the women in the West are lacking in that. And so they go abroad and overseas to find these dream conservative women. Unfortunately, it does come across very predatory because they are going for really young women, usually seemingly from poorer backgrounds. And so it has this weird dynamic of power. And these women seem to also want, I'm sure they're looking for love, but it also comes across as if they really just want a green card and a soft life. I don't blame them. I don't blame the men for wanting these women, and I don't blame the women for wanting the men. It's just that everyone should know what's really going on here. I plan to make future videos explaining why this whole thing is a real problem and stuff, but today I'm making this video because it's essentially a public service announcement. Things have gone wrong, okay? Passport bros are being unalived wherever they're going to these countries like Colombia, China, Philippines, I beg your pardon. And there's a lot of discourse online where a lot of women are laughing at these men because they were putting those women down as they were leaving their respective countries. So I think the women are kind of feeling justified somehow, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But I just want to say that I don't think that's okay. Nobody deserves to lose their lives senselessly, even though we feel triggered or hurt by something that they did to us. Although we're critiquing the passport bros, it's important to remember that all lives matter and their demise is tragic and nothing to laugh about. I do sympathize with Western women because especially Black women, because the way Black men were moving was crazy. They were really disrespectful, especially to American women. And I understand why they feel justified. But at the same time, catching an STI is laughable, maybe, But dying, I don't know if we should be laughing about that. We shouldn't laugh about that. Netizens had a lot to say about this situation. And so I've stitched some videos and we're going to get that discussion going. But I am not going to come back for more commentary because, like I said, I think this is a very sensitive subject. And the mockery that I have about the whole idea of passport bros, I feel is very inappropriate for this video. So if you want more of my thoughts and other netizens' thoughts, stay tuned for the following videos, but this one won't be one of those. This is just letting you guys know what's really been going on over there and to be careful. Foreign women as well as passport bros alike, be careful in these countries. You could lose your life. Be safe. Anyway, I will say goodbye and stay for the rest of the video. Watch to the very end because this is very interesting. As always, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And till next time, cheerio.
Do me a favor and watch this video.
Tonight, an urgent warning for Americans visiting Colombia. Embassy officials confirming the deaths of at least 8 Americans traveling in Medellin, possibly linked to the app.
Tinder. Everyone has been talking about passport bros over the last year, where American guys go to third world countries to get girlfriends because, frankly, it's easier to do. But countries like Colombia have started to catch on to this, and they've started passport bros as a result. For example, if you're a white guy living in Medellin, people hate you because they think you're ruining their economy and taking their women. Now, pair this general hatred of men from the West with an opportunity to make money from kidnapping and ransoming a white guy, and you have the situations we see now where passport bros are getting on. And this isn't just Colombia. This is how the global South feels about the West and how it feels about Western men. Selena Kyle has a great line in The Dark Knight Rises that illustrates this point better than I ever could. There's a storm coming, Mr. Wayne. You and your friends better batten down the hatches because when it hits, you're all gonna wonder how you ever thought you could live it so large and leave so little for the rest of us.
This is a real sad one. You see, a bunch of dudes are going to Colombia looking for a little action. Colombia is one of the few places where it's actually legal to pay women to do this kind of stuff. And what's happening? They're using dating apps. They're using Tinder. They're using Grindr, other things to find these women. They go into these special places to find these women. The next thing you know, they wake up, they're a little dizzy, and their passport's gone. What happened to my passport? I don't know what happened. Where's that beautiful woman I was with? What happened? She's taking all my money, right? So, entirely predictable, but it's got really bad because now they starting to kill those dudes. So a bunch of guys now have died, yeah? And the US Embassy saying, stop going there looking for some action, mate, yeah? It's dodgy. So who knew, being part of that kind of vice in a foreign country, Medellin, who knew that was a dangerous thing to do? So yeah, don't go over there looking for that. You might end up losing everything, really. You don't want that.
U.S. warns of using dating apps after suspicious deaths of 8 Americans in Colombia. So if you're new here, I actually live in Medellin, Colombia. I've been here since April, okay? Now, before you get your panties in a bunch, Medellin in Colombia is relatively safe. I mean, of course, stuff happens just like any, major city. Like, I live in Medellin, so it's a major city. So, of course, yes, things happen just like any other major city in the United States. The problem is the passport bros are coming over here and they're getting on Tinder. They're meeting women in the schmex work territory. And these women are, they're getting back to their hotel rooms and they're drugging them and they're robbing them. Now, because a lot of men come over here and they just throw all of their common sense out the window. Like, bro, if you are a 2 in Idaho, what makes you think you're gonna come to Colombia and have this beautiful woman all over you and she don't want nothing? Now, okay. Now, in some cases, it doesn't end in, unaliving or anything like that. A lot of times, the schmex workers, they are there, to get their paper and go home. But a lot of times, they get caught up with the wrong one. And I heard just the other day, literally like last week, a guy left his, this wasn't even about schmex work. It was a guy left his cell phone in the Uber, and the Uber driver, not even an Uber, but the taxi, and the taxi driver like hacked his phone and took all his money. It was crazy. But yeah, don't take the taxi when you come here. But yeah, it's like going out in Colombia, like, I can see it. I see it with my own eyes. You can tell who are the passport bros. You can tell who's here to get the schmex workers, and you can see them on the street, and it's very, very obvious. So if you're coming to Colombia, be safe. I tell all my friends who come here, get off of Tinder. Just get off Tinder and stop inviting random women to your hotel. I don't care how beautiful this woman is. I don't care if you even went out on a date with her a couple times. I would not take this woman back to my hotel. I would get like one of those love hotels and do what I gotta do. I would not let this one back to where my belongings are. Like, I would not. Okay, so yeah, if you're coming here, watch out.
This is the type of stuff I was talking about, and when I first came out, a bunch of men jumped on my head and was like, oh, he's a simp. He's not even a black man. He's not this. He's not that. They started over whooping on me. He's not this. He's not that. Moo-wop the bambo. All that y'all was doing, right? I was really trying to help y'all asses. I was really trying to give you the game. I was really trying to let you know that if you're lame in America, you're going to be lame on Jupiter. You're going to be lame on Pluto. And you damn sure are going to be lame in Colombia, mother. That's all I was trying to say. And I was just trying to put an emphasis on men self-improving rather than throwing that burden onto the women to say that the women ain't right. It's nothing to do with the women. It's you. And you will take yourself everywhere that you go. That person in the mirror will be there. And other people will see that. It's just that when you ran into these women in other countries, especially South America, you realize that they're much more ruthless than American women when it comes to getting their means, even if it means you have to come to an end.
So it's come to my attention that they are unaliving the passport bros down in Colombia. So let me just make sure I have this straight, Demarius. You thought that you was going to take your ass down to South America on a flight powered by misogynoir to go sexually exploit the locals, and there would be no consequences? You just really thought you was gonna go like scout a wife maybe to bring back, and you could further shit on black women and live your life happily ever after, and nobody was gonna say nothing and nothing was gonna happen to you? And here's the thing, when the unthinkable does happen, do you think the Popo in Colombia is going to waste time and resources trying to figure out what happened to your black ass? Sound like Big Mama and them gonna be having a memorial with no body and no answers. How dreadful. Remember a few weeks ago I told y'all that 24 was going to be the year of action and reciprocity and things are going to be exposed? It's around to find out season. Now, I don't want anybody to lose their lives. Well, that's not true. I don't want most people to lose their lives. But this... what you want me to say?
Well, RIP to those passport bros. If I could ask a question respectfully, how did you think that you was gonna go to another country and kick game? What's up there? How you gonna go to a whole ass another country, don't know the culture, don't know the language, don't know the game, don't know the people, and have no respect? How you gonna go over there and do that? They can't answer. So let that be an example to the rest of you passport bros out there. Stay here and kick the game that you know how to kick and the game you know how to play. Because obviously their game was weak when they left here, stomping on black women, to go over there and get their asses RIP. That's all I gotta say. Don't be passport bro. Not turning out real good for y'all.
I'm not impressed. As a Colombian, we've been telling y'all so many times to stop going to Colombia for sex tourism. Honestly, I lost all empathy for passport bros. And I'm not trying to start any controversy, but I love how this dude decides to describe this man, this 50-year-old man who used to fly to Colombia just to have sex with 19, 21, and 20 years old. As an activist, as an angel, as a person who helps so many immigrants from his country in the States. I'm not denying anything he has done to the community. Good for him. But do not paint the situation as, oh, this poor American went outside and he fell in love. No, he was looking for a 20-year-old to take advantage of. He almost tripled her age, just so you know. So, no, I do not feel bad for a pervert who only went to Colombia for sexism and got murdered in the process. Now, there's bad people everywhere. But don't try to follow this propaganda about how everywhere in Latin America is dangerous and how you too can get murdered in broad daylight. And as so many Americans like to say, look around and find out.
It's a damn shame. Some of y'all are so blinded by coochie, man. Some of y'all are chasing coochie to your graves, man. This don't make no sense, man. And mind you, I know some of these passport bros, they really going out there looking for wives. You know what I'm saying? They're marrying the girls, you know, planning to live out there or come back to America. But a lot of y'all, a lot of them, I should say, you know, they just out there for sex, man. They out there for sex and to brag about that shit. And look where it's getting you. Y'all gotta be, man, y'all gotta stop being so damn stupid, man. Damn.
Ah, you don't say. But this does not surprise me, and I'm going to tell you why. A lot of these dudes, they go overseas, trick their money off, and they'll make babies. And what they'll end up doing is just coming back over here to the States, and they don't have to, you know, handle that responsibility of taking care of those kids. That puts stress on an already down economy in Brazil. These countries aren't going to allow you men to go over there and make babies with these women and not handle your responsibilities. So the government is issuing warnings, as they should. This passport stuff, dead in the water.
Between January 2023 and October 2023, Medellin's Tourism Observatory documented 32 violent cases of foreigners in the city. This included at least 12 Americans and 3 from the United Kingdom, marking a 40% surge compared to the preceding year. The majority of the victims are men. I just want to ask this question. Going to another country for tourism, did y'all think that that country didn't have men concerned with their women? Or is it that because y'all don't concern yourselves with y'all women, that y'all didn't realize? Even in America, dealing with people who are being trafficked, you're dealing with violent people. Oh, wait. It's because y'all don't want to admit that you're going for the tourism. Is that it? I'm just trying to understand. Like, what is it? Because that's a lot of deaths. Granted, it's more here in the U.S. but it's the U.S. Like, they people like crazy here. But to travel somewhere else and your family got to get your body back, spend all this money because you were trying to get a trad wife for free. You can't get a cheap trad wife.
I thought Moroccan women prioritize family over material things.
Let me tell you what he meant. What he meant was, I got a passport, flew hundreds of thousands of miles away from the US to scam a woman into marrying me for free. Because American women, they're asking for too much. They're so fussy. They're not happy with anything. Surprise! You're in a country that asks more of you. You're trying to marry into a culture that says you pay for all of it. You could have been at home with a dusty Sally that was going to go 50% with you on a baby. Now look at you. Down bad.
It's getting wild out there. And it's been wild for these PP bros for a couple of years now. We keep seeing these stories in the headlines where these Americans go to these foreign countries and they get robbed or worse. And this article is an or worse situation. The Colombian authorities are investigating the mysterious death of Johnny Jerome, who was found in a jacuzzi. An American man identified as Johnny Jerome was found deceased in his suite in Provincia lofts on Tuesday morning in Medellin, Colombia. The victim had been in the country for 2 days to celebrate his birthday and went out with his cousin on Monday. They met two women while out and returned to the room with them around 3:30 a.m. The women left around 5:30. Jerome's cousin remained in the living room drinking while he went to sleep and then found him inside the jacuzzi in the morning. I still do not understand going to a foreign country, going partying, and then bringing random strangers back to your place. So many of these people are being taken out simply because they are leading with their peen, period. And the women of these countries know that they are being led with their peen. This is Johnny. I don't know what his motives were for taking these women back to his room, but he ultimately paid the price, and hopefully his family gets some answers.
Recently, an American man was found dead in Medellin, Colombia, after going on a Tinder date. While vacationing in Medellin, Colombia, he matched with a young lady on Tinder. They went on a date where he was drugged, set up, and robbed of all his possessions. This is absolutely horrible, and I hope the family gets the justice they deserve and find the people who did this to him. And I will say, even though this specific situation isn't what I'm about to talk about, something needs to be said about you guys passport bros. I know a lot of y'all don't want to deal with American women, so you want to go overseas in situations in cities and countries where women are systematically exploited and where people are impoverished. Shit like this goes down. They know what you're looking for, and they're going to give you exactly what you're looking for and then some. So I'm not saying this can't happen in the States, but it's happening over there too, especially when you're going to be exploitative. So be careful.
These guys don't go overseas because the women are just waiting there for them. These guys always work with the working girls. But see, what these guys are trying to accomplish is scoring some sort of relationship. And that's not happening because the women over there really don't want you guys. What they want is your money. So on one hand, you got the prostitutes that are trying to get the bag. And then on the other side, you got the local women that don't do any sort of prostitution, but they do stick-ups and robberies and druggings. And they work with the local cartels. And they wait for you foreigners to come in. You guys are a moving target. As soon as you come in, they know what you're doing. You know why? Because all of those Brazilian women are subscribed to all your channels, dummies. You guys are clowns. One of the biggest mistakes of these thirsty passport bros is that you guys have platforms all over YouTube where you talk about all your endeavors and business and what you're planning to do. And you really think that the women all overseas are not subscribed? You think the men in Brazil, the men in DR, the men all over the globe in all of these places that you guys travel to, you mean to tell me those guys don't know about your platforms? They got your picture. They got your face. You guys are sloppy. You guys are very, very sloppy. You're sloppy travelers because a real travel bro, if he's really about his life and about his safety and about his business, it would not be a public show for the world to see.
Breaking news, family. This is an article in the Colombian news. A passport bro from Texas was just caught and is being charged with unaliving his girlfriend, his Colombian girlfriend, in Colombia. The woman's name, Valentina Tres Palacios. He ended up unaliving her. Apparently she was a DJ. And this is him right here, in police custody. He was, I guess, caught in Panama. So as you see here, attention, Panama police arrested John Paulo's boyfriend of DJ Valentina Tres Palacios and the main suspect in the brutal crime that shocked Bogota, which is in Colombia. So he's been charged. He's the main suspect in unaliving his Colombian girlfriend. And once again, he's from Texas. This is indeed a passport bro. And I will keep you guys updated as we go along. This is very tragic. This is very sad. As you've seen, a beautiful young lady, and her life was taken so early.